Come on in, honey. The lantern's lit, the veil's a little thin, and the wind's been dying to carry a few secrets your way. Welcome to Raven's Ramblings, where the shadows walk beside us and the past never stays buried, and a good spell can speak louder than a sermon. I'm Raven Nightingale, part healer, part hellraiser, keeper of the old ways and ghost stories alike. So pull up a chair, listen close. You never know what might be whispering in the dark. Welcome back, everyone, to Raven's Ramblings. I am Raven. Morning. And today we're going to talk about something that pops up in a lot of spiritual spaces, especially in witchcraft, and that is gatekeeping. Gatekeeping. So we're going to talk about what it looks like, why people do it, and how it affects our community as a whole. All right. So, witchcraft is one of those paths that calls to people in really personal ways. Some folks come to it through like family tradition. Uh, some learn about it through books and social media, and some people, and I include myself in this one, just feel a deep pull of the moon and the earth. And yet, sometimes, and I personally experience this even now because people are mean. Sometimes when new people step into the community, they're not met with open arms. They're met with walls and disdain, and people saying things like, "Well, you're not a real witch unless you do X, Y, or Z," or "You can't practice unless you've been initiated into a certain tradition," or "You're doing it wrong because you learned it from that particular book." And that, my friends, is gatekeeping. And we don't play that shit around here. Okay? So, what does gatekeeping look like? It shows up in different ways. All right? So, it can be subtle, like super subtle. Like somebody side eyeing your tarot decks because it came from Amazon instead of a metaphysical shop. Some people, Amazon's the only option because of where they live. There is no shop, there's nowhere to go to. And sometimes funds, money is a very big aspect in craft because there are a lot of different things and supplies and goodies and stuff that you can buy. And sometimes getting it from Amazon is way cheaper. Or it can be something very loud and direct, like telling somebody they're not a witch unless they follow a certain god or goddess, which is bullshit. Some people try to gatekeep based on lineage, and others on how long you've been practicing, or even where you buy your crystals. And sadly, online, it can get ugly really fast. Really, really fast. So, why do people do these things? Most of the time, I think it comes from insecurity or fear. Um, Maybe someone worked really hard to earn their knowledge and made it their whole life, and they feel very protective of that. And, they think that Joe Blow down the street shouldn't be able to buy one book and call themselves a witch. Maybe they were told by their own teachers that this is the only right way. And now they're repeating that pattern, which to me sounds a lot like the Baptist church. Well, whatever. Or maybe they just want to feel special, like they're part of an exclusive club. Gatekeeping gives people a sense of power. But the thing is, with witchcraft, it was never meant to be a power struggle between witches at all. We are all part of a community, 100%. So some of the harm that it caused, the real issue, the real harm is gatekeeping discourages people from exploring their path, and that's not okay. It can make someone doubt their own intuition, which I have experienced, Or worse, it can make them feel like they don't belong in a space that was supposed to be liberating and accepting. I have also experienced that. Witchcraft at its heart is about reclaiming your power, your voice, and your connection to spirit and nature. When we police each other's practices, we strip that away. And honestly, do we really need less magic in the world right now? Hmm, I'm thinking no. We need more. We need more people who feel empowered to bring their light into it. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but the world is a little bit of a shit show right now. So why are we gatekeeping something that's amazing? Right? Now, don't get me wrong, there is a difference between gatekeeping and setting healthy boundaries because we all need healthy boundaries. Sharing cultural context, honoring closed practices, and teaching respect, those things are all important. And saying things like, hey, this tradition belongs to a closed culture, and unless you're part of it, it's not really yours to use, isn't gatekeeping. That is protection and respect. Like, I use sage. I was taught by a Native American shaman the proper way to use sage. And I don't do it all the time. It's very rare that I actually use it, but I do because I was taught that practice. I was brought into that practice by someone of that culture. Okay? And then something like telling somebody they're not a real witch because their altar candles are scented like pumpkin spice from Target. You know, that's just ego. And we don't support that. Okay? So when I first started out, and honestly, even now, I still run into these things, but it was especially hard when I first started out. People made me feel like I didn't know all the herbs, or if I didn't know all the herbs, or hadn't read all the books, that I wasn't a legit witch. And I personally fought that title for a long time. It's probably in the last 4 or 5 years that I've actually started calling myself a witch. Yeah. And I've been doing this since the 1900s, right? But then, and it made me question myself on whether I was legitimate or not. It made me question my own intuition. And I'm still breaking down those barriers and those walls of that trauma in a way. But the more I have practiced and the more I realize that my path doesn't have to look like anybody else's, and neither does yours. Okay? The more I've done these things, the more I realize that my way of doing my magic is perfect for me. And your magic and your path is perfect for you. Okay? If you feel the call, if the magic stirs in your bones, that's enough. Your practice is valid, period. And no one can take that from you. So, if you ever find yourself on the receiving end of gatekeeping, which is highly probable in this community, sadly, remember this. You don't need anyone's permission to be a witch. Not anyone's. Okay? The only authority over your craft is you. Listen to your intuition, respect others, and walk your path with confidence. Okay? Because it's your path. It's not anybody else's. It's yours. And if you've ever caught yourself gatekeeping, don't beat yourself up. We all pick up bad habits from community culture. The important part is recognizing it and choosing to do better. We should all be better humans. Witchcraft should be a doorway, not a locked gate. Thanks for sitting with me with this today. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Okay? Leave me a comment, send me a message. Check me out on Facebook and TikTok, and of course YouTube and Spotify and all the things. So like, share, subscribe. Help build that algorithm up for everybody else. So remember, your magic is yours. No one can take that away from you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.